see you there. How you doing? Oh, thanks. Well, today is June 30th, 2014, a Monday. I believe the weather is all right. That's a technical speak. I'd like to start today with a story about diaries. I used to keep one when I was younger, like most people, and I'd write down in it things that I did that interested me, and then I'd look back, days, weeks, months later, not so much, and then large gaps of time would happen, and then I'd go, oh yeah, I should write things down in a notebook again, and then I'd do that for a while, and then I'd forget. And this went on for 25 years. And then I met a woman who is now my wife, married, and she proposed this idea, hey, why don't we write each other letters when you're on tour? That'd be fun, like old school correspondences, like Hemingway and whoever. And I thought, oh yeah, that's neat. And so we did, and I'd write letters to her mother in Minnesota, and she'd write letters to really interesting places like La Quinta and Holiday Inn Express. And that went on for a while, and that was fun. But it began to be kind of tough to keep that up. So then she had this brilliant idea. Okay, I got it. Why don't you have a notebook, and I'll have a notebook, and when you go away, we'll write everything down, and then when you come back, we'll exchange notebooks, and then we can find out what each other is doing. And I thought, that's great, but internet, cell phones, we can still communicate. So it began to be, and I write everything down, and that was wonderful. And then it began to be this game of like, okay, what do I tell her when we actually talk? And so that was weird. So anyway, my point is that, well, I have this thing, this place, I guess, where you are right now, watching it, you, assuming that you are a person and you are watching this, where I can just talk and say things. So I thought, you know what, why don't I just do like a video diary? Every Monday, I'll just come here, I'll tell you about things, maybe they'll interest you, maybe they won't, and you can decide whether or not you want to listen. So that's what I'm doing. And shall we get started? Check this out. Motion City Soundtrack is a band that I'm in. You probably know that. We just finished recording our 6th album, #MCSLP6. Jesse came up with that. And that was really exciting and fun. We spent 2 weeks in Pachyderm in Cannon Falls, recording with John and Yellow, and it was the most fun I've ever had in a very long time, making a record. And you know what? Honestly, there's a Motion City YouTube as well, and I'm going to be editing. We shot a ton of footage, and I'm going to be putting together things, and I'll be peppering them throughout the months leading up to the release of that record. So if you want to know about the Motion City stuff, you should definitely go there and check that out and just subscribe to that, and boom, everything will go up. And maybe I'll do videos with Josh and Claudio and whoever's in town, and we'll, do the same kind of thing over there. So you should check that out. That's for Motion City specific. But that's what I've been up to with Motion City. I don't know what we have. I think we have like Riot Fest coming. There's not like a whole lot of touring going on. Let's see, Farewell Continental, not a whole lot going on there either. I think maybe this summer, fall, winter we'll get together and write and see what happens. But we kind of fit that in the cracks that Motion City leaves. And as well, Booknarks, I think the wife and I are going to start picking that up again. If you don't know what these things are, check them out. Farewell Continental is a band that I'm in. Booknarks is a podcast I do with my wife, where we interview our friends about their favorite books. A lot of people have asked me, hey, what influences you? And I'm like, books, words written down on pages that I read and ingest. And so Booknarks, I think we're going to start doing those again, so you can look forward to that, or not, I don't know. Let's see, what else? Okay, so, me. A really fun thing I did just yesterday, there was the Minneapolis Pride event, and my wife works at Target, and so I got to volunteer to make buttons for people, and that was a lot of fun. So parents and their kids would come over and they'd draw these wonderful pictures, and then I took a button machine, and this is where my OCD really worked out for me, because I would line everything up and it would be perfect. And they had these really crazy button machines where you put down the back and then you turn it, you put this other piece on, you put the picture on, you put a plastic piece over that, you flip it around, you bring it down, you flip it around, you bring it down, and then boom, button. A combination of magic and science. And that was a lot of fun. And one of the machines was a little wonky and it kept messing up, so I became the button whisperer, and I would take the broken buttons and I would like rip them apart and try to salvage the art that these kids made. You know, like they would spend 20 minutes or whatever, you know, drawing these pictures, and then they'd bring them over and their button would get mashed. And so I saved, like, I performed like 25 surgeries on buttons yesterday, and it felt really good. So that was a lot of fun being a part of that. I also went to a 1-year-old birthday party. My nephew turned 1, and it was a very exciting event. He throws great parties. Tomorrow, I plan to answer all of the fan mail for Motion City that we've received. I think I have over 65 letters and boxes and things, so hopefully you will be getting those soon. It may, if you wanted things signed by every member, it may take a while. I'm sorry, we just ran out of time while we were working in the studio. I didn't have time to do anything but just the work. But yeah, and if you want to write to us, to me, or to Motion City Soundtrack, it's P.O. Box 50624, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55405. And if it's just put my name on the front, Justin Pierre, and on the back, if it's like for Farewell Continental, put that. If it's for Motion City Soundtrack, put that. If it's for Booknarks, put that. If it's for any specific member in any of those bands, put their name on there and I'll get it to them. Yeah, and if you want a response, just include a self-addressed stamped envelope or package or whatever. But yeah, so that's that. And video games, if you're into video games, I have an Xbox. It's not the one, it's the one that came out before that. I think it's Kinect or 360, I don't know, whatever it is. But my username is backwardc9870. So BACKWARDSEA 9870. And if you want to add me, feel free. Right now I'm only playing Borderlands 2. I'm trying to get through every single character, leveled up, beat the game, all the DLCs, and so that's kind of what I'm doing, and it's been a lot of fun playing with people. So, but only if you're playing that. And then once I'm finished with that, I'm going to move on to another game, probably ask you all, like, hey, what should I play? And then you'll be like, play this, play this, play this. No, don't play that, play this. And I'll be like, okay, whatever. And then I'll pick one, and then I'll delete everybody, and then I'll re-friend everybody so that we have people that are interested in that game. And then we'll just do that for a while. I think that is it. So yes, in conclusion, I think every Monday I'm going to be here just talking, saying things that happened and what will happen. And then for this particular site, because I don't really know what I'm going to do, but I think in the future I may start making music and do little videos of things and put those up, and experimental art films, just randomness, because I can. And so yeah. But for now, I'm going to, at the very least, just sort of check in and tell you about things. Ooh, coffee. Thanks for listening.